Yes, it's been a very long time. I know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I don't even know at this point, but um, we're back. I'm back. Episode 32. Take on New York sports. Anthony Heaton here with you, and yeah, I mean, it's my busy time of the year. For my business, so I kind of been, just working. And by the time I get off work and I'm home and I'm, basically crashing on the couch, just watching the Yankees. Um, so I haven't really had a lot of time to do a show, but you know, I think that going forward, I'm going to be able to be a little more consistent. So, you know, I guess that's good for everybody now. But yeah, we're live on Podbean today. I don't have Ava with me today. She is actually in Florida right now. I think she's in Universal right now, as it is. What the heck's today's date? Even Monday, the 23rd. So she will not be joining me, but um, she'll be here in spirit. Let's say. Tons to get to. I don't even know. I mean, we'll start with some sad news. Obviously, Rod Gilbert, Mr. Ranger, passed away yesterday at the age of 80, and also just this morning, early afternoon, I guess, whatever you want to call it. I got a notification that Jimmy Hayes, the brother of Kevin Hayes, former Ranger, had passed away at 31. I mean, whether it's Gilbert, whether it's Hayes, you hate to hear these stories at all, obviously, but 31 years old is just, I mean, it's scary almost, it's just, it can just happen just like that. And I didn't even really see anything about, the cause of death or anything like that. I'm going to see if I could try to peek in real quick. Yeah, it just says that it's not immediately known, but it's not considered suspicious. So, I mean, who knows? You could be the healthiest person, player, and all of a sudden, bang, it hits you, something, something goes wrong and that's it. But yeah, thoughts and prayers out to the Gilbert family and the Hayes family, to, you know, two well-known hockey players, obviously Gilbert, of the gag line, the goal of game line for the Rangers. And, I believe he was the first one to have his number retired, number 7. And, yeah, just sad news. We'll stick to the, I guess we'll stick to the sad side of things, because we'll get to the positives, obviously being the New York Yankees. But Henrik Lundquist and Ava had told me that I have to discuss this and discuss it first. And, obviously her being a huge Lundquist fan, as I am, sad news. But at the same time, I'm a little happy, selfishly. I know he was technically a Washington Capital, but, he's never going to play a game in the NHL for anyone other than the Rangers. And that's pretty cool. But he did, officially call it a career the other day. And, what a career it was. I mean, from the Olympic medals to the Vezina, the All-Star games, the only thing missing, obviously, is that, the elusive Stanley Cup championship, which, 2014, obviously we were close. 15, we were close, but we won't get into that. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? He was, an amazing goaltender, an amazing player, an amazing person from what, everybody says about him. And it just sucks that, he apparently needs another heart surgery, or he's gotten another heart surgery. So it's, he tried to make a comeback last year. It didn't work. He tried during the off season, and, I guess it just comes to a point where your body doesn't let you do it anymore. And, this has happened obviously a bunch in sports, but on the local level, you think of David Wright on the Mets. His body wouldn't let him go anymore. Don Mattingly of the Yankees, his back, he couldn't do it anymore. You could have the will and the drive and everything as much as you can, and if your body says no, it's no. Sorry. And so it's sad for Lundquist. Obviously, he wanted to keep playing. I think he's 39 now. Um, it would have been cool maybe, if we're on the path of trading Georgiev, maybe Hank would have came back for a year and backed up Igor. That would have been nice. But he's going to have his day, his moment, as the Rangers have already announced, and rightfully so. They're going to retire his jersey, retire his number this year. And I mean, that game, that's, if they're smart, they do that game like during the week, against like a nobody team this way, they're going to get a sold out crowd for that. And tickets are going to go, you know, ridiculously fast. And, Ava already told me that's on our Christmas list, but, we'll see. We'll see when and if it can get done. But it's definitely, they're going to retire his jersey this year. And they should, and then you start the debate, Lundquist or Richter. Richter got the cup. Obviously, Richter had a great team around him. I don't even. I can say that I'm happy either or. Richter is the guy who got me started playing hockey. I actually started as a goalie, and it was because of him and what he did in that '94 finals. But Lundquist was so good for that 4 or 5 year stretch. It was insane. And we got close, like I said, a couple times. He just couldn't get that cup. And who knows what his post hockey career plans are. Does he want to get into coaching? Does he want to do some TV? He can. The options are going to be kind of limitless for him. I'm sure a lot of people want him. Maybe he comes back in the MSG studio for a little bit here and there. That'd be kind of cool to see. But yeah, if he does want to get into the coaching and we're able to get him behind the bench at some point in some role, that would be really cool to see. So, Lundquist calls it a career. Congratulations. I mean, we kind of knew this was coming in a way, but now that it's official, Hank, we love you. Thanks for all the great memories. And, I know Igor had some really nice words for him, and that was his idol. So, if Igor could be, 75% of the goalie Hank was, I think we'd all sign for that right now. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna delve into more hockey as we get closer to the season. Fan favorite Pavel Buchnevich is gone, traded to St. Louis. We made some. I don't know. We made some moves. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're bad. I don't know what they are, but it seems to all go back to the whole Tom Wilson saga of we got to get tougher and this, that, the other thing. I don't know, man. Did we need Ryan Reeves? I mean, he's just. I don't know. I know we need a more balanced lineup, and you're trying to mirror what the Islanders have going on with that. Those tough lines. Pretty much the bottom two lines are very physical and hard to play against. But I don't know. I guess Gerard Gallant really likes Reeves. Obviously, he played for him in Vegas. But we'll see how it goes. The bottom line is Panarin has to be Panarin. Zibanejad has to not play like he did the first half of last year. And, the kids, the year, they got to step up. They got to grow. Lafreniere, Kakko, especially. Kravtsov will probably be there the whole year now. And, let's go here. Let's make a push for the playoffs. And, defensively, I think we're pretty much set. Obviously, the Norris Trophy winner, and thank God he won because I would have been pissed. But Adam Fox, just tremendous. You're pretty much set with Fox and Lindgren. You got Trouba and Miller, who make a great pair. And then, you go from there. You could, obviously, we got that veteran defenseman from Colorado. I forgot his name. It was even, how many weeks ago now. But it's, defensively, I think we're going to be okay. Because I'm sure, Nils Lundquist, I guess, he'll probably have a shot at cracking this lineup. And one guy you're gonna miss though, and not so much for his defensive ability or scoring ability is Smitty, Brendan Smith. His leadership, he was the guy who went after Tom Wilson, and he stuck up for his teammates. He always stuck up for his teammates. And who's this? Oh, my buddy Derek. Yeah, Smitty's going to be missed in that role. Obviously, he was a declining player. His contract wasn't, it was good the first year, but he kind of declined each and every year. And now he is actually in Carolina. It used to be the Tampa Bay Rangers, and now it's basically the Carolina Rangers with Fost over there, Shea, now Brendan Smith, and then, of course, everyone's favorite, Tony DeAngelo. Now, there's a lot of stuff that they said that about Tony DeAngelo and that whole incident that's going to come out at some point. Hold on, I just got to curse out my buddy real quick. There we go. Yeah, so we'll see, what we find out about that whole incident with him and Georgiev. It's kind of irrelevant at this point. He's gone. He's not on the team. We bought him out. Thank God. Let him go do whatever he wants to do in Carolina. I'm just, I'm excited for that first game back when he comes back. Maybe Reeves just lays him out or something, and Dead Presidents 5-0. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's my former roller hockey team. That I don't know. Apparently, it was me because ever since I left, they don't lose anymore. They won back-to-back championships, and now they're 5-0 this season. So good for them. But yeah, that's gonna kind of wrap up, the NHL portion of this show. Like I said, we're gonna get into it more as the season gets closer. Can the Islanders repeat what they did the last 2 years? Hopefully, selfishly, I'm hoping they take a step back. But the Rangers, they're in a tough division as they always are. What does Pittsburgh do again? What does Washington do again? I was wrong last year. I said they're both taking steps back, and of course they didn't. So we'll see how it goes. On the baseball front, the Mets. I don't know. How could I put this nicely? They suck right now. That's basically all it is. They're dealing with injuries, of course. DeGrom can't make it back onto the field. Syndergaard as well, but they they're free falling now, and they had a comfortable lead in the division, and now let me just double check myself here. They are 7 games behind Atlanta, because Atlanta and the Yankees, I think, have had the best record over the last, I think, in the month of August, 19-3 or something like that. So Atlanta's been, they're on a 9-game winning streak. Yankees run a 9-game winning streak, and they both play each other tonight, by the way. And obviously, Mets fans will be go Giants. That's right, go Giants. Yeah, who's that? I don't know who that person is, but welcome to the show. Yeah, so the Mets have a lot of work to do. I don't think. I mean, I said it in the beginning of the year. I thought they were going to win the division. I guess. I mean, they're not. That's out of the question at this point. And I don't even think they're getting a wild card, because if you look at the wild card, the Cincinnati Reds, who are pretty surprising, they hold the second wild card as of right now over San Diego. But then you got St. Louis, you got Philly, and then the Mets sitting 7 games back. So they have, 7 games. Obviously, the Mets know that a 7-game lead with 17 games to go can be blown, as as they did that back in the I forgot what season that was. I know that was the Tom Glavine years, though. It can be done, but they don't have enough to do it. And Atlanta, made some good trades at the deadline, and they won the division, I think, 3 years in a row now. So they're kind of coming back. Wow. So this guy's just a Giants fan, huh? Nothing else. All right, we'll take it. What about the Bills, though, man? You forgot the Bills. They're on there. You don't like them either, I guess. Anywho, Yeah, so across town, the Yankees, like I said, 9-game winning streak. Still 4.5 back in the division because Tampa just doesn't lose either. But all right, who cares about the Bills? Yeah, I'm with you too. Um, but yeah, the Yankees, obviously the big deadline acquisitions of Rizzo and Gallo. They gave us that lefty balance that we were looking for. Two very different players. Gallo, very athletic outfielder, has a great arm, um, strikes out a lot, but he does walk and hit for power a lot. Rizzo is, I love the Rizzo deal more than anything because he's the kind of hitter that we need. He's the kind of, he's like a left-handed DJ LeMahieu. He'll take the ball to opposite field when he has to. He'll take the walk. He sees a lot of pitches, and he's ridiculous at first base. You've seen already in the first month that he's been here how many balls, errant throws that he's scooped up and this thing. If you look at the defensive metrics, he's actually, I think, number 1 or 2 over the last 5 years in like, scooped balls and saved errors and all this other stuff. And he's ridiculous at first base. So not only do you get an upgrade defensively over Luke Voigt, but you get that left-handed bat that, he'll hit his home runs, obviously, as he did his first 3 games as a Yankee. But he'll also give you that big hit. They put the shift on, he'll take the ball to left field. He's not afraid to do that. And, nowadays, lots of people are just, launch angle and exit velo and blah, blah, blah. So it's nice to see a little bit of balance in between the Judges and the Stantons and the Sanchez and the Voigt and all that. So yeah, it was a great trade deadline for the Yankees. Everybody was on Cashman. What is he going to do? He's, we're falling so far back. We're 10 games behind the Red Sox at one point. Now we're 3 games ahead of the Red Sox. So, and again, this, you got to give credit to the Yankees even before Gallo and Rizzo, because I think we have the best record since July 4th. So we were starting to kind of, turn it around at that point. But then the additions of Gallo and Rizzo just put us over the top. And, now getting, people off the COVID list, obviously, Cole, Montgomery, Gio is starting a rehab assignment tonight, which is great because, and listen, let's give Ruggie Odor a lot of credit. The guy's never played third base on the major league level. He hopped right over in third base. Yeah, he's made a play or two that are questionable, but overall, he's been really, really good. And, so now you're thinking potentially once everybody comes back, with Stanton being able to play the outfield, you could have a starting lineup for the Yankees in the playoffs of, you want to put Gallo in left, Judge in center, and Stanton in right. You could flip-flop Gallo and Judge too. Gallo can play center. But then you go around the infield and you got Gio at third. You hope Glaber can come back because he was starting to heat up as well. But we'll see how his wrist how his wrist comes back. Because if he can slide back into short, and then at second you got DJ. At first you got Rizzo. Obviously Gary behind the plate. And then, your DH, you can kind of, with Stanton playing the outfield now, you can kind of maneuver around a little bit. You're facing a lefty, make Voigt your DH. You're facing a righty, make Ruggie your DH. Or if it's, someone's a little banged up, you're able to, slot Ruggie in and you open up the DH spot. Stanton being able to play the outfield is, it's almost like you're adding another player to the team because he was basically stuck in that DH spot, just clogging it up. And now that you have the option of him playing the outfield, you just, you give guys a half day off so you're not losing their bat. LeMahieu, who was banged up, obviously, that's why he hasn't been playing third. He can get a half day off as a DH because you can, move some pieces around now. So, thank God he's been able to play the outfield. Thank God he's been able to stay healthy. And, we got basically a month left of the season, 5 weeks. And how many games have we played so far? Let me do my math here. 124 games. So we basically got 38 games left. So, basically, obviously, all the calendar month of September we have, and that's going to be our big push. Get everybody healthy, back into a rhythm, and the division's still there. I know Tampa has been ridiculous as they usually are. Even losing Glass now for the season, they haven't missed a beat, which is just really annoying. But um, as of right now, you host a wild card game at Yankee Stadium, whether that's against Boston, whether it's against Oakland, Seattle still lingering around a little bit. I don't know what the hell Derek's saying. But yeah, so it's going to be a fun last month of the season. Obviously not in Queens because, like I said, the Mets are out of it. Unfortunately, it sucks for them because I had high hopes for them this year. They got bit by the injury bug a bit, and the loss of DeGrom obviously is huge, but the pitching hasn't been that bad considering. If you knew more about DeGrom's injury and how long he was going to be out, I would think they would have made a bigger push maybe for Jose Barrios from Minnesota. But again, and supposedly they made an offer for him. It just wasn't good enough. But they're kind of stuck at this point. There's nothing, there's no kids that you can call up that are going to be able to help you down the stretch. So it's kind of you're playing with who you got. And Stroman's been great for them. And now what are you going to do when Stroman's a free agent at the end of the year? He's going to want some money. Deservedly so, too, because he's pitched his ass off this year. And you give him a 5-year deal, like he's probably going to want, and get somewhere else. Or do you say, hey, DeGrom's going to be back, Syndergaard's going to be back, we got Carrasco, and you go from there. But a lot of questions for the Mets in the offseason, and we'll see how they answer them. Football is back. Yes, the Giants, baby, the Jets. I don't even want to discuss preseason. It doesn't matter. It sucks. It's just a waste of TV time, and I can't. Spring training baseball, I can watch in the beginning a little bit because it's like, oh, I haven't had baseball in so long, so I can, just here and there. Nothing crazy though. But preseason football, I just can't. I can't even watch a second of it. It's just, and again, I know you want to see the young players. I know, you want to see how the new players are meshing together and everything, but just give me the damn regular season already. And I'm excited for the Giants this year. I really am. Do I expect them to do much? Yeah, I do actually. I expect them to have a decent year. And in the division that they're in, I mean, do I expect them to win the division? No, just because that's too much to ask. But do they have a shot? Yeah. And should they be competitive? Yeah. Their schedule isn't awful. We open up against the Broncos, who are going to be Then we got the Washington football team, who still doesn't have a name. And a lot of people are picking Washington to win the division, but I can't see that. We got the Falcons after that. The Saints were always tough, obviously. Then the Cowboys. I don't know. The Cowboys are going to play good in the beginning of the year, then just fade off. The Rams, who aren't, the Rams of old. The Panthers, obviously, are not the same team. Chiefs, okay. Raiders, that's a home game at least, so that's not too bad. At the Bucks, I don't know what to expect against Tom Brady, who's 75 years old and he just still goes out there and wins. It's unbelievable to me. The Eagles, which again, it's a division game, it's always tough. But the Eagles, come on, we shouldn't have any problems beating these teams. Dolphins are no good, Chargers are no good, Cowboys, Eagles, Bears are no good, and then Washington again. So we have, a favorable schedule, I think, where we could really do some damage. I want to see what the how the Jets schedule is. The Jets open up Panthers. Where are we? Let me see. Patriots, which, again, the Patriots aren't, they're the epitome of not the Patriots of old. And I think, they're still going to be tough for the Jets. They got a young Jets have a young quarterback now. And I don't know what to expect from them. And then they play the Broncos in the third week. So they have a, pretty easy schedule to open the season, but I don't know. The Jets, you can't expect much from them this year. They traded Sam Darnold away. Zach Wilson's their guy now. I don't know. Is 6-10 realistic for them? Excuse me. Hold on. I forgot. 17 games now. 6-11, something like that. 7-10, I think, might be a stretch. But they're in the spot that they seem to be in every couple of years now. But and that's basically develop our young quarterback and just get better each and every week. And we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited for football. More excited for hockey. And, back to an 82-game season, thank God. And let's see the Rangers go out there and, let's dominate. Let's keep Igor healthy all year. He's our guy. Don't get me started with the Jack Eichel garbage. I don't want to hear it. Him and his, medical records and all that, keep him in Buffalo. They can just basically, I don't know, he could sit out the year if he wants. I don't know, but I don't want him. Unless I'm getting him for nothing and, I want most of his salary paid. I don't think you mess with the Strome-Panarin dynamic. I think that's worked out really well. And how much better could Eichel be than Strome, with Panarin? I'm not saying Strome is as good as Eichel, don't get me wrong. But how much more are you going to get for, double and a half the price just to have Eichel? And you don't even know his health. Strome is always there. Strome is always healthy. He's always playing. So, you don't want to see that relationship broken up. All right, so that's going to wrap up this episode. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, good luck, Derek. He needs tickets to the Lundquist number retired game. Let us know what game that is. Yeah, if I knew, Guy, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, all right? But yeah, so October 13th, right around the corner. Let's go Rangers. Hopefully the Islanders go 0-82. That would make me very happy. And yeah, like I said, follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Take on NY Sports. And, until next time, guys, be well.